on a much more difficult subject and doing a fantastic job with mine.
I was watching the news, the portrait of Obama. There's Obama, and there's the lady.
Figures. Toni Morrison, the Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Muhammad Ali. But what I love about Robert's work is that he paints people exactly the way they are, for better or worse.
He paints people.
He captures every wrinkle on your face, every crease in your shirt. You'll note that he refused to hide
my lips.
Any of my gray hairs. Refused my request to make my ears smaller.
He has big ears. He has big ears. The president of the United States, he has big ears.
By the way.
The USA president.
His work is so precise that at first
it's
glance
precise.
It looks like a photograph.
It looks like a
Robert
photograph.
also paints his subjects looking straight ahead.
And
so
it's straight ahead.
Like face to face.
I'm practicing to remember his talk by
and
heart.
that appealed to me.
Yeah.
In part because presidents so often get airbrushed. Even take on a mythical status. Especially after you've gone. And people forget all the stuff they didn't like about you. But what you realize when you sit behind that desk.
By that desk.
And what I want people to remember about Michelle and me is that presidents and first ladies are human beings like everyone else. We have our
like
gifts,
anyone else.
We have our
really.
flaws. You've all experienced mine. We have good days and bad days. We feel the same joy and sadness, frustration,
same
and hope.
Joy and sadness. And
while it takes a certain amount of self-confidence to be president,
yes, it does. It takes a certain amount of self-confidence.
Where we lie awake, wondering if this or that decision was the right one.
Trying to include the other tablet.
I've always described the presidency as a relay race.
He's described this.
You take the baton from someone, you run your leg as hard and as well as you can,
you run your leg
and hand it off to someone else, knowing that your work will be incomplete.
Your work shouldn't be incomplete. That's not right.
The runners in that race. Each of us tasked with trying to bring the country we love closer to its highest aspirations.
Highest
when future
aspirations.
Generations walk these halls and look up at these portraits, I hope they get a better, honest sense of who Michelle and I were. And I hope they leave with a deeper understanding that if we could make it here, maybe they can too. They can do remarkable things too. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce someone who needs no introduction. Michelle was the best thing about living in the White House, and let me tell you, the pastry chefs here deliver delicious pies on request, so that is saying something. I could not ask for a better life partner, and in my humble opinion, America could not have asked for a better first lady. Please give it up for Michelle Obama.
Ooh, Michelle Obama is going to talk. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, and now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that brought me here today, and grace.
Let me thank
I don't
my
remember
husband,
the words.
first of all, for such spicy remarks.
Oh, my spicy remarks.
And of course, thank you to Joe and Jill, President Biden, and First Lady Jill Biden. Thank you for inviting us back. This means so much to us. We were saying at lunch that the girls have lived in this house longer than they've lived anywhere. And so this, as odd of a home as this can be, as wonderful as it can be, it is a special place because we've raised our girls here, and it means so much to come back to friends and to be able to spend time talking about our girls. And so I am grateful to both of you for the work that you're doing, the love that you're showing us, our staff, and the work that you're doing for this country. Thank you so much. And of course to Vice President Harris, and I
And
love
of
to
course,
say this,
Vice
second
President-
gentleman, Imhoff. Let's say it again, second gentleman.
Second
You're
gentleman.
doing a great job. Thank you for joining us today. And I can't go any further without, of course, acknowledging all of the amazing staff, friends. You're more than staff, you're friends, you're family to us, particularly the people who've been part of my team over the years. I don't have time to name everyone, thank goodness. But you all know who you are, from the campaign to the White House to today. I would not be who I am without your passion and your faith. And all the love that you poured into everything that we accomplished together. And it was amazing, historic. What did Sam Cass used to say? Unprecedented. You all mean the world to me.
We are the world.
I mean that from the bottom
We
of
are
my
the
heart.
children.
So thank you. Proud of you, proud of the work that you've done, proud of what you're doing. I also want to take the time to recognize the resident
She wants to
staff.
take the time to recognize.
As Barack said, you guys made this a home. We snatched up a few of you all and took you with us. But for those of you who we couldn't bring, we miss you so much. We miss you so much. The best part about this house was you all. So it's so good to see you, and you all look good. So good. I'd also like to recognize Stuart McLaurin, of course, John Rogers. It's been amazing working with you all over the years. I have to recognize Bill Allman, who has been fabulous to work with over the years. And of course, Thelma Golden and my dear friend Michael Smith for their... We are where we are because of their comprehensive and rigorous work to identify these incredible artists. And that brings me to our artist, of course, Robert
Yeah, that's a
McCurdy.
nice artist.
You know, you did a good job. You did a good job. But I got to spend a lot of time with Sharon Sprung. And Sharon now joins a small but mighty group of women who've painted an official portrait here at the White House. And I'm thrilled that this extraordinary work is going to be enshrined forever as part of our nation's history. But Sharon, it was wonderful to work with you. You are a true spirit. That's one of the reasons why we connected. Your work is phenomenal, but it was your essence, your soul, the way you saw me, the way we interacted, and it shows in this beautiful work. So thank you for your brilliance, your artistry, and your patience in this process. I remember I went to see the work in Brooklyn, and poor Sharon, because no one is supposed to know who the artists are, so her studio is her home. And so she had this piece in her home. You couldn't have guests over. You were frightened that it would get out. You just wanted it out of your space. And every year I thought about, she must be going crazy. So thank you. Thank you so much. Let's give them both a round of applause. Believe it or not, it is still a bit odd for me to stand in this historic space, see this big, beautiful painting staring back at me. Growing up on Euclid Avenue, Mommy, I never could have imagined that any of this would be part of my story. But even if it's all still a bit awkward for me, I do recognize why moments like these are important. Why all of this is absolutely necessary. Traditions like this matter, not just for those of us who hold these positions, but for everyone participating in and watching our democracy. You see, the people, they make their voices heard with their vote. We hold an inauguration to ensure a peaceful transition of power.
I have a pimple on my
To
face.
serve, work, as Barack said, as hard as we can for as long
I wanted to
as
be a
we
professional
can,
president, but
as long as the people choose to keep us here.
I'm not the
And
president
once our
yet.
time is up, we
I'm
move
just
on.
picking a pimple.
And all that remains in this hallowed place are our good efforts
I can't see
and
clearly.
these portraits.
Yeah,
Portraits
good
that
efforts.
connect our history to
Good
the present
efforts.
day. Portraits that hang here as history continues to be made.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
So for me, this day is not just about what has happened. It's also about what could happen.
Mazel tov,
Because
Mubrak.
a girl like me,
Marhaban.
she was never supposed to be up there next to Jacqueline Kennedy and Dolly Madison. She was never supposed to live in this house, and she definitely wasn't supposed to serve as First Lady.
Love you, Michelle.
זה good, זה good.
But I've always wondered, where does that supposed to come from? Who determines it? And too often in this country, people feel like they have to look a certain way or act a certain way to fit in, that they have to make a lot of money or come from a certain group or class or faith in order to matter. But what we're looking at today,
Oh my
a portrait
goodness.
of a biracial kid with an unusual name
Miras,
and
Mamish,
the daughter
Maya,
of a
Shamash,
water
Kartigan.
pump operator and a stay-at-home mom.
Was machst du?
What we
Miasha.
are seeing is a reminder that there's a place for everyone in this country. Because as Barack said, the two of us can end up on the walls of the most famous address in the world. Then again, it is so important for every young kid who is doubting themselves to believe that they can too. That is what this country is about. It's not about blood or pedigree or wealth. It's a place where everyone should have a fair shot. Whether you're a kid taking 2 buses and a train just to get to school,
Danish language.
or a single mother who's working 2 jobs to put some food on the table, or an immigrant just arriving, getting your first apartment, forging a future for yourself in a place you dreamed of. That's why for me, this day isn't about me or Barack. It's not even about these
It's
beautiful
about
paintings.
me!
It's about telling that fuller story. A story that includes every single American in every single corner of the country.
Every single
So
person in
that
the
our
world.
kids and grandkids can see something more for themselves. And as much as some folks might want us to believe that that
Baruch
story
Hashem,
has
Baruch
lost
Hashem.
some of its shine, that
Shine
division
bright like a
and
diamond.
discrimination and everything
Shine bright
else
like a diamond.
might have dimmed its light,
Shine bright to
still
the
know,
beautiful sea.
deep in my
I
heart,
choose to be
that what we
happy.
share, as my husband continues to say, is so much bigger than what we don't. Our democracy is so much stronger than our differences. And this little girl from the South Side is blessed beyond measure to have felt the truth of that
You
fuller
and
story
I,
throughout
you and
her
I.
entire life.
Well, like
never
diamonds
more
in
so
the
than today.
sky. You're a
So thank
shooting
you
star,
to
I
President
see.
Biden,
Thank
to
you
Sharon,
for
and to all of
watching.
you today for playing a part in this day and all the days that
And
led to it.
That's the end of my video.
And now it is my privilege
It's
to
already 40
introduce
minutes. I don't have more than 50
someone who
minutes
is
to make
stepping
video.
in shoes